Hello everyone and welcome to Whisky Wednesday. This week we're chatting about the final instalment of the new age stated range at Old Pulteney, the 25-year-old. This is again a combination of American oak and Spanish oak casks, made from European oak rather than American oak. And after trying this previously, I do have to say that it is a contender for as good a whiskey as the Glen Scotia 25, which made our top 4 last year, if you remember that video. Praised that whiskey quite a lot. This one is in a similar ilk, so we'll get on with smelling it, we'll get on with tasting it, we'll tell you what's all going on. It's instantly much more similar to the 15 than it is to the 18. I know that's a bit of a juxtaposition because age-wise it's closer to the 18, but it's a very light nose. And the two lead notes on this, you've got like a honey note, really kind of thick and warm, very gentle. And you've also got like a lime note, like a kaffir lime leaf, kind of waxy, quite citric. Adds a nice level of acid to the smell. There's also a few interesting notes kicking around in there. Reminds me a little bit of like Snickers bars, you know, kind of nugget, caramel, peanuts, milk chocolate. And there's also something in there too, which is, it smells just kind of musty and a bit older, like a dusty quality to it. Obviously this is a minimum of 25 years old, so there are some much older whiskies in there. So yeah, kaffir lime leaf, honey, Snickers bars, which is one of the weirder tasting notes we've come out with recently, and an older note, kind of like old oak. I know that's a very obvious thing to say, but it smells like it's got real age to it. Let's have a taste, we'll see what goes on. Very syrupy, but slightly lighter in texture than the 15 and the 18, but almost like a maple syrup note to it, but it's not overly sweet. The savouriness and the salt kind of pulls everything in. I've never tried this, but I imagine this is what it tastes like, but it reminds me of like, you know, moss, like green moss, and then I've got like watercress running through my head. There's a nice peppery note coming through it, but it's like a green earthy kind of pepper. It's not like white or black pepper where it's really powerful and intense and gets in your nostrils. There's a real unusual flavour profile running through it, but it's a good flavour profile. It's not unusual as in it's like bad or it's terrible. In the same way the Glen Scotia 25 had so many little things going on, this follows it. So there's sweetness through milk chocolate, there's acidity and you know, citric natures through lime and maybe like a little bit of classic Old Pulteney lemon. There's a savoury note obviously of salt, but with kind of pepper and green moss and a few other weird things kicking around in it. And then there's almost like a cleanliness, like a champagne sorbet clean dryness about the finish. It's a real beautiful whiskey. The first time I tried it a couple of weeks ago, I was blown away by it then. I'm still blown away by it now. It easily gets a 9. It is maybe £20 more expensive than the Scotia 25, and they do similar things. So for that point, the Scotia kind of wins on value, but it's minimal. I really dig it. We're going to try it one more time. I know we've already said the score, but it's not every day you get to try 25-year-old Old Pulteney. A real delicate overall profile with a lot of flavour. A lot of flavour. And again, if you put it in the realm of other 25-year-olds, it's still beating a lot of them on price, which you have to give props to Old Pulteney for, because they could have put this in at like 400, maybe even £500, but they didn't. They went for the lower price option, so fair play. It's a solid 9. It is my favourite of the 3, and chances are I need a special bottle for this year. And I've not tried the new Lagavulin 12 yet, but this so far is leading the forefront of that. So thank you all for watching. That's a 9 out of 10. This is The Whisky Shop, and this is Whisky Wednesday. I'll see you all next week. Cheers.